So, healing homies, some of you are trying to avoid a tower moment. You are trying to avoid something from crashing and burning when you know it needs to. For others of you, you could be just stressing, okay? Where you're not getting sleep because you're always up in your head. Some of you are stressing because you've been forced to sit down and lay down. So you've been bedridden or bound to the house because of a sickness, and now you're thinking about all the times when God gave you signs to do what you were supposed to do, which was rest, to receive, and you ignored it, and now you're really stuck. You really can't move, and it's giving you anxiety and stressing you out and keeping you up at night. When you get that constant cough, when you get those days where you just can't get out of bed, and usually you're always on the go, take those as a sign for you to rest. Some of you do need 3 days out the week off, and that's okay. Some of you need to sit there and tell people no and don't go because your body needs rest. You cannot operate and function on a daily basis running off of fumes. And for others of you, you got the devil tempting you left and right. And the reason why is because you are leveling up. It's because you are doing the right thing. The devil don't test you when you're doing wrong, right? It congratulates you. When you're doing right, baby, the pressure is on you. The devil will put his foot on your neck and try to keep you down, left and right. And it's like you don't want those towers to keep happening because it seems like you're losing more right now doing the right thing versus doing what you used to do and gaining everything. But see, that's the test. Are you going to fold when you have to lose everything? When the slate is clean and you have to build from the bottom up and start from scratch again? That's the test. How you going to behave? How you going to act? Are you going to fold and go back to your old ways? Or you going to sit there and go through this fire, go through this little storm, and receive the blessings after you learn all these lessons? See, a lot of you are afraid to learn the lessons that you should have learned a long time ago. The ones that you've been avoiding. And trying to not let these things happen. Because for some of you, this has to do with people too. Okay, this has to do with jobs. This has to do with people. This has to do with locations that you know you should have walked away from a long time ago. But you didn't listen because you're too concerned about what they think and what they may do. But if God has been whispering in your ear to leave something alone, leave it alone. If God been telling you to sit there and find a new job, don't quit your job. Find the new job first and then quit. Be smart. You should have did it a long time ago. If God told you to sit there and walk away from that relationship because it's been hurt, harming, and injuring you and causing you to your demise, when are you going to listen? See, you're afraid of losing something. And that's the sacrifice. God is watching to see how much you're willing to sacrifice to get to the other side. So what are you sacrificing? What are you letting go? For some of you, you're being called to fast. You've been seeing on your TikToks and your YouTube channels and all your algorithms, if that's what they call it, right? Algorithms or something like that. On all your social media platforms, talking about fasting this and trying this and intermittent fasting. Yeah, because that's your sign to fast. You've been knowing it. How many times God got to show you? But you're not listening. What are you afraid of? The truth being revealed to you? What are you afraid of? You being released from the shackles? What are you afraid of? To you finding true happiness? What are you afraid of? That you are willing to crash and burn with something that you do not need to crash and burn with. And you've gotten every sign not to crash and burn with it. But for some of you, you are willing to crash out over something that you shouldn't be crashing out over. What is this tower you are avoiding? Some of you is partnerships. You're avoiding getting away from partnerships. Whether this is a business partner, whether this is a friend, whether this is a family member, whether this is a lover, okay? Because there is this there is an unhealthy, never-ending loop cycle that you keep going through with this person. It's the same thing. It gets better, then it gets worse, then it gets better, then it gets worse, then it gets better, then it gets worse. It's kind of like this person telling you, oh, I'm sorry, baby, I'm going to do right. And then they don't never do right. They only do right for like that first week or the first month or the first 2 months. And then they go right back to their ways. Like, it's a constant cycle. Get off the hamster wheel. It's time for you to get off of this hamster wheel, baby. Let this crash and burn. It ain't aligned with you. It ain't meant for you. And you probably knew this from the beginning when you had that inkling feeling and you ignored it and had them rose-colored glasses on because you thought that you didn't deserve better when you absolutely do. For others of you, what is this that you're stressing about at night? Communication. You ain't talking to somebody. Somebody ain't talking to you. Or you thinking about what you may have said to somebody. You probably said some wicked stuff. You probably said some things that hurt somebody's feelings. Or they may have said some things to you. The question is, was it true? If they said it to you, is it true? And if it's not true, why do you care? Other people's opinion of you does not matter. Ain't your problem. You don't need to make it your problem. Let them think what they want to think. You need to be sleeping peacefully at night, not up thinking about what this person thinks of you. At the end of the day, you have to live with you for the rest of your life. And if they don't like you, guess what? You want them out the way so people that do like you can be replaced into your life. For others of you, this could be a Gemini. You could be dealing with a Gemini, or you are a Gemini, and this is what you're going through. You're questioning things. Did I say the right thing? Did I do the right thing? Like, this is something from your past. You may not have even dealt with this. This is something that may have came from your past. And it's coming back up again. Now, if you're on your healing journey, right? And things are reoccurring and coming back around full circle. What I noticed on my healing journey is that certain people came back around because whether I owed them an apology or they owed me an apology. And that was it. Ain't no need to sit there and be sweating because something came back around. 808 on the timer. Could be a Leo. Or you had communication. The last time you had communication with this person was in Leo season. So that's what, August? What's that? The end of August, beginning of September? Some of you are starting to finally heal from what somebody may have said to you back then. And people have to be very careful. I'm hearing that song Damaged by Her, where it's like some of the things you may do or the things you may say may cause damage to people. For others of you, you have this unhealthy tie to your family. Like, you feel bound to your family for some reason. I don't know why. Just because that's your family don't mean you got to sit there and deal with their nonsense. Doesn't mean you have to be like them. Doesn't mean you have to act like them. Doesn't mean that you have to do the things that they do or how they do things. Like, it is 2024. Have y'all not learned from the youth? They will stop talking to their parents if their parents abuse them. It's not like us in my generation where we're like, oh, you know, we're more a little forgiving and we understand why they were the way that they are, and you know, we still choosing to heal and still at the same time understanding that they are refusing to heal. Like, don't let this tie you down. For some of you, this is your divine. Okay, you may have a divine masculine. There's going to have to be a part 2 to this one because time is running out.